Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jonas Rex. I am your captain of the 1912 Titanic swim team, and today we are playing a deck I like to call Conkeldurr. This is a Conkeldurr plus the Garchomp EX, and this is actually my favorite Garchomp EX. When we're rocking with this Garchomp EX, you can put 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like for just 1 energy, and it does 160 damage. This does very well to power up a number of different attackers, so there's probably been a lot of Garchomp boxes that we've seen in previous iterations. There was the Garchomp Altaria deck that I put together that was very cool. I believe Cool Trainer Pat also showcased that on his channel, so thanks for the shout out there, Cool Trainer Pat. And we also have Sonic Dive for 2 energy. I can discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so that helps you with cleaning up KOs with things that maybe they're trying to hide on the bench, or maybe you just move things around to trap something in the active and then you clean up the KO with Sonic Dive. So why do I well, I mean, it should be pretty obvious. Why am I pairing this with Conkeldurr? Conkeldurr gets plus 40 HP for each fighting energy attached to it. So if I get the necessary amount to attack, that's an extra 160 HP, making it a 300 HP Pokemon. But if I can get even more by utilizing this Garchomp till it dies, I can easily get this thing over 400 HP, and it's a single prizer. It doesn't do the most damage in the world, but that's where the coin flips come in, and it just gets really, really funny. So I'm going to be utilizing this Garchomp to power up the Conkeldurr to put an insane amount of health on it. I'm going to have the Mew EX to help me draw some extra cards, Fezandipiti as well, very simple draw engine, but I'm also using the Revavroom because Revavroom helps me get fighting energies in the discard pile for Garchomp EX and also draws me up to 6. So we have a lot of draw power to get us straight into what we're trying to do. We have our Buddy-Buddy Poffins, our Nest Balls, our Night Stretchers to get us straight into what we're trying to do. The Night Stretcher is more so that we can reset a Conkeldurr. Maybe it evolved up into a Gurdurr. This one goes down. We go ahead and get the Conkeldurr from the discard pile, go into the Gurdurr, or same thing with the Garchomp, right? We are also playing the 1 Gabite, so maybe we evolve the 1 on the bench. When the 1 dies, we use the Night Stretcher to get it back. We're playing the 4 Rare Candy, so we can bypass that middle evolution as often as possible. We're also playing Hilda because Hilda can search out a fighting energy for us to discard. We're playing the 1 of right now. It does find us evolution Pokemon. It does find us a fighting energy, but if we don't have an Ultra Ball in hand or a Professor's Research, it doesn't really put the energy where we need it to be, unless we need it in our hands so we can put it on the Garchomp EX. We're playing Iono to disrupt our opponent because the less cards our opponent has in the late game, the more difficult it's going to be for them to deal with the Conkeldurr. Like something that would be able to take this out very easily would be like a Golden Go if they can get all those energies into their hand. But if we Iono them down to a small hand late game, they have to deal with like a 500 HP Conkeldurr. It's going to be kind of difficult for them to come back from that. We have the Professor's Research that's going to get fighting energy in the discard pile as well as draw some more cards. We're playing 2 copies of Rock Chestplate. You might be able to play some different tools in here. I'm playing this one to be on theme with the fighting Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks. So if our Conkeldurr is already big and beefy after leaving his Gurdurr state and going into his very wise Stonehenge looking self with the little clown nose and the little man bun going on, yeah. After he's reached this state and we stick this Rock Chestplate on him, effectively, he's going to take 30 less damage every turn, but for like the 1-hit KO, if he's at 400, now that's 430, you know, just on a tool attachment. So I like that. We have the Air Balloon, so we can go ahead and get our Fezandipiti out of the active, or even our Revavroom out of the active, depending on what they're trying to set up. We have the Hero's Cape. Now, if we put a buttload of energy onto a... Oh my god, what I keep clicking that one. We put a buttload of energy onto this Conkeldurr, and then we also stick a Hero's Cape on it. Oh my god, like bone. It's so hard to take a KO on unless you're Roaring Moon. Or I stick the Hero's Cape on my Garchomp, making it 420, meaning that it's probably living an extra turn if they weren't already 1-hit KOing it. And we're going to be able to put even more energies onto the Conkeldurr so that late game it lives even like you guys see what's going on here. So I'm just gonna jump straight into the gameplay. I hope that you guys enjoy the fun of this deck. The hard art looks beautiful, and I'm hoping that we pick up a win in our first matchup right out the gate, so I can just showcase what this deck can do and how memey it can be. Probably take it to a locals, enjoy it. But without further ado, let's plug the gameplay. They have what, 1, 2, 3? Yeah, that's 60 on the dot. So, and they're in an Ultra Ball 2 more away, looks like. Jesus Christ. Honestly, not the greatest start with this hand, but we can come back from this. We can come back from this. If we find a way to Fez, we'll get to draw some cards. Maybe we get Rare Candy Garchomp, and then we're set up and going. You know, we just need to get a little Timburr down. 100. Whole 100. That's scary. All right, we're gonna bring up our Gible. Away goes the Ignition Energy. Ooh, another Fighting Energy does not help us. That's a game here. Well, they can't. What are they gonna go get? The Gible? Dang, bro, not the Gible. I shouldn't have showed my hand by going and getting the Garchomp. Yeah, we just lose here. All right, we've won the coin flip. We get to go first. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Mew in the active because it's the best pivot. I'm not gonna show any more of my hand at this exact moment, but that Varoom is most likely coming down. I saw area zeros and nothing else. Now we wait. Our opponent is gonna do something, I'm sure. All right, here we go. All right. All right, we're up against Lapras. That is interesting. Nest Ball, go ahead and go get me a Gible. Gible comes down. Varoom comes down. I'm okay with... Am I okay with losing Gabite? I feel like I'm okay with losing Gabite. We go Ultra Ball away, Gabite, Chestplate, puts 3 cards in our hand. Gets us a Timburr. Because we're going down, we're yelling Timburr. I could just wait on that. There's a lot of stuff I could wait on here. Because next turn we could Varoom. We can Revavroom. We can Gabite. We can use the Ultra Ball to go get the Timburr. Plus, well, I mean, then we'd just be using these things anyway. Maybe I just use it so it can evolve next turn on the off chance. Yeah. All right. Yep. Losing pieces. It's fine. Let's go get our Timburr down. And we're kind of set up at this point. I'll leave the Mew in the active and just hope it doesn't die. I mean, it shouldn't. The problem with setup decks like this too, if they boss KO our Gible or they like have a way to donk our Gible, we're so far behind on like setting up that we don't have a ton of options after that. So ideally we want to draw a way into energy, whether that's off Mew's restart or off the top deck, or an Arven gets us a rare candy. That would be cool too. Well, let's see what our opponent's gonna get started over here. So they can, with 1 water energy, do 40 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. That can be huge. Fanrotom's gonna go get them some other Terra stuff. Probably gonna be the Hoothoot, to eventually turn into the Noctowl, to eventually search them up to 4 trainer cards in 1 turn. That can be huge. That can be very huge, very large. Very large for my opponent, quite gigantic for my opponent. Okay, so they're gonna go Fanrotom again. Can Fanrotom be used more than once? No, you can't use more than 1 fan call ability per turn. Did they know this? Or did they think they were gonna Miraidon up in here? Oh no. Okay, so they attach. They're gonna do the 40 damage and excuse themselves. I do play a lot of energy, so the idea that we can top deck here, the fighting energy, not that far off. We can definitely do it. Fez. All right, well, we can still get our hand size small so that we draw 2 more with the Mew. One of those is going to be an energy. We'll draw up to 6 and we'll play from there, right? One of those was an energy. Perfect. Let's go ahead and discard that. Draw up some more. We get this Gurdurr down. Awesome, awesome. Next turn we're going into Garchomp. Next turn we can go into the big guy. They're at 6. I don't really see a ton of value in Ionoing right now, but I do see a wee bit of value in attaching to this Gabite. Let's see what Nest Ball gets us. We have it. Let's use it. I think the next Gible would be quite important because then we can Arven for rare candy in the event that they boss up this Gabite, which I can even incentivize by putting the energy right there. I don't want to show my hand and go grab rare candy. Just now I want to save the Arven, but I also don't want to Iono it away. The idea that they would hit me for enough to KO, it seems very low, so I'm going to go ahead and just end turn here. And we have 2 options next turn. If the Gabite's still alive, we just manually evolve into the Garchomp, and then we can Iono, just kind of disrupting whatever our opponent has going on. And if they go after it and kill it, then we Arven, go get the rare candy, and we rare candy into Garchomp, and we're still playing either way from that point. We just need to get some more fighting energies into the discard pile, so it would be very useful for us to be able to Iono, because we will see more cards in the event that happens. Oh, dang, this thing is doing the thing. Look at the top 20 cards of your deck. Attach any number of energy cards. Oh my goodness. All right, they are jewel seeking. Here goes. Now I wonder why they went 2 Fan Rotoms. I wonder if it was truly a mistake or if they're going to set something up. Fan Rotom for 70 attack, 70 HP. for 70 damage off the 1 energy, and it's 70 HP. It's pretty good at cleaning up some KOs here and there. That's not like no damage. All right, Dino just came down this turn if I'm not mistaken. So this Iono is actually going to like feast. It's going to eat their dinner. But it's also going to add more cards to their hand, so we will see. Will they? They're realizing, all right, but they know they just got to pass turn after a Larimar rain, a Larimar rain. And okay, so assuming that that's where they go Larimar rain, they attach a bunch of energy. We're gonna go ahead and retreat into the Gabite, go into the Garchomp, Iono all of their Hydreigon pieces to the bottom of the deck. Then we will attack, putting as many energies as we can put onto the Gurdurr. Once those energies are on the Gurdurr, we will still be looking for the Conkeldurr so that he can start to get really, really buff in the back. That is the game plan here. So in order to do that, I do also need to get more energies into the discard pile. Hopefully we can do that off of this Revavroom, and hopefully they just will not be return KOing our Garchomp, so he can just swing multiple times. Here come all the energies. Ah, yeah, so that's a lot. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4 is 320. That's exactly enough to KO our Garchomp, so that's scary. What are the odds we get 2 of them in play from here? I feel like that's like an interesting gamble here. I'm gonna gamble it. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna restart for 1. Ooh, second Rare Candy doesn't actually help us here. We're gonna Iono. Hopefully putting all of those cards in the bottom of the deck for them hurts them and does not help them in the slightest. Oh, okay. What do we have that we can Night Stretcher for? We have 1 energy that we can Night Stretcher for. Actually, I think we attach here. When this dies, we Night Stretcher it back and go again. Is that the way? I can stick Air Balloon here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it worth drawing off of that? Well, I could always Night Stretcher get it back, right? That's the thing. So it'll be 2, 4. I'd be drawing 2 cards. What are the odds of those 2 cards are good cards? What are the odds of those 2 cards are good cards? All right, just another Night Stretcher. Okay, so we're gonna get it back, and then when it dies, we get the Garchomp back again. Unfortunate. Discard an energy from this. Actually, is that the way? Is this the way? How many will that be? That'll be 3 energy in there. So when we promote this thing will do 160 and it'll actually KO it, and they'll have only taken 1 prize off of us. I think this is the way. Yeah, let's just do this. $50 plus 160. Oh, that's only 210. I didn't do the math right. We're boned. We are so boned. Did I throw this whole thing in the garbage in La Basura? Oh, nope. They're Rare Candy Dynamite anyway. So that did not matter. Not matter in the slightest. Oh boy, what does this only hit the bench? Yeah, it only hits the bench, so it's good. There goes our Conkeldurr, or our Gurdurr, unfortunately. Well, that was actually... What the heck? To 2 of your opponents... Oh, and does 130 to the active. Bring up this Chomps. We're definitely attaching. We want to draw after this, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's exactly. We would discard. We would only draw 1 if we did that. All right, Arven first to look in this. What are we getting here off of Arven? I can get Cape. I can get Poffin because I want to get the next Timburr set up, so we can do that. And that's only a Varoom. That sucks. I don't want that down, actually. I want to Cape this in case they come after it. All right, what are we at? 4. This kind of seems like the way now. All right, cool. We got a Conk. I don't need a second Varoom, Revavroom. We're going to go ahead and flip the script here. I would chestplate the next one if I had one, but it seems like we're just a Hydrolander here. And there are 3 energies, so we can go ahead and get that going. 1, 2, 3. All right, he's up to 360. He's getting beefy, but I don't know if beefy is enough. This doesn't. He could do up to 200 damage, so that can KO Lapras if we hit both heads. This, we're just gonna try and ride this out. So he can 200 here. It's not gonna KO it. Is he also retreating? Oh, he's retreating into the Lapras to KO this. So he knows what he knows what has to be done here. The Lapras was bred for this exact moment. But all we need is 2 heads from this Conkeldurr, and he's gonna be running into problems. $240. Why? Oh, because he retreated earlier. Oh, yikes. Okay. That's huge for us. I'm going to go ahead and just attach, because why not? We hold this, because that's not anything yet. Honestly, just thinning the deck. We can get a Rare Candy, because we're going to need it to go into the next Conkeldurr. Charging up that Conkeldurr is going to be tough. So I'm thinking we go ahead and get this Gabite back. Gible. Get this thing ready. Oh my god, get down, bro. Okay. Is it a Hydrolander play? Is there any other play that makes sense? No other play makes sense. It's a Hydrolander play. Do we have energy in the discard? We don't, so that doesn't really matter. Maybe it's we just retreat. This thing can't be hit on the bench right now. And we just let Conkeldurr go for the KO. We're gambling men here. Here we go. Big conk, big conk, big conk. Dang! All right, so 150. That's not gonna get it. The Garchomp wasn't gonna get it either, and this also isn't getting KO'd. Unless they want to work their way around it, this thing is not getting KO'd right now. This doesn't have any energies to do their attacks. I mean, it could do 200. This thing's not ready. Unless they want to Larimar Rain again, but you have a lot of energies in the discard pile already, so I'm not sure how that would work out for you entirely. They can try and attack this, but Conk gets the KO for sure next turn unless they move it out of the active. The thing with Conkeldurr though, you cannot pay retreat costs without risking dying. Like if they put you on like 30 HP remaining and you retreat, you just killed yourself. So, you know, let's not do that. Why just keep adding as much energy we can. Oh, sick. So I think our opponent might have just given up. They did absolutely nothing on their turn. It's possible that they had nothing to do, but more likely than not, it seems that they are just giving up here. And we don't have any Ultra Balls in deck. I guess we just Buddy-Buddy Poffin to thin. Yep, let's go ahead and get this KO with the Conk. That's what we needed last turn, bro. Oh my god. Okay, well, he came through. Conk came through, got the KO. Now we have Ultra Ball. We can Ultra Ball, get our next Garchomp in place. We'll have double chomps. When one of these Conks goes down, we have to have found our other Timburr out of the prizes by then. So that is something that we're hoping for. Yeah, I think our opponent gave up here. Real unfortunate. They definitely had a chance to still play the game. You maybe Larimar Rain a second time. You maybe start headbutting. You know, just literally any dark energy onto this. You can start just crashing headbutt. Maybe they didn't have it though. Maybe they've used all of their dark energies. This is 3 right here. In a very wide assortment, it's possible that that's all that they were playing, plus the 4 water energies. I wonder if we just got them to... they out-rotated themselves. You know, they were the ones retreating. They were the ones putting those in the discard pile. I mean, a Super Rod could have put them back, and then you Larmar Rain again, you know? And Larmar Rain looks at the 20 cards, right? Off the top of your deck. Throw it to find there, and then shuffle back the other card. So it would have looked at every card. So, I mean, you know, a Super Rod out here actually would have been very useful. I think that they still had a very good chance here, but they went ahead and conceded, which is fine by me, I guess. And Conk came out here. He got the 400 HP. Did his thing, really. What did they only took 1 prize off of us? That's pretty cool, too. Only prize was a Gible, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Gible that we got back. Oh, Gabite. They hit the Gabite, but I mean, we got the Gible back. Again, yeah, definitely love this Garchomp. It would have been a lot better if it did like 170, you know? Maybe it's typing too, you know, singing water. There's not a lot of fire decks. I mean, yeah, fire decks are rising in the meta right now because of Golden Ghost, so maybe you'll be able to counter the counter, but that doesn't necessarily work too often. But we have our W here. The opponent ran away after Conkeldurr got so big. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get a quick bonus one in here just for y'all. One more speed match. Hopefully it's quick. This guy has, bro, that is a beautiful coin. And he picked tails. He said, I want to see the backside of this coin. Joke's on you, bro. Joke's on you. Of course, I want to go first. I do not play TM Evo. Okay, Hilda, this works well, actually, because we have 2 rare candies. We have the Poffins. I can go ahead and just Hilda for the evolution. We have the evolution. Oh, dude, we're going crazy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get Gible Timburr. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach to this Gible so we don't have to do it in the future, and I'm just going to end turn. So next turn, what we do is we Hilda for... Well, first we attach, we retreat. Then we Hilda for the Revavroom. Plus an energy and draw a bunch of cards. Okay, so our opponent had to pass. Awesome. And another Timburr. Let's just go ahead and get it down. There's no problem in getting that set up. Honestly, maybe the research is fine here. I will lose a rare candy, but I don't need these things to be buffed up just yet. What I will do is I'll retreat this. That's 1 energy in there. Hilda, what, draws me 3 on this turn, and I get a second energy. Yeah, we'll Hilda now. We'll Hilda for now. We'll get the value out of it. Conk plus energy. I went entirely the wrong route. I brain farted there, guys, but it's okay. We take the KO here. That I was supposed to get Revavroom. I have no idea why I grabbed the Conkeldurr, but he's going to be at 180 HP right now, which is pretty cool. And we still have the Professor's Research to find the Revavroom on the next turn, or if we really desperately want to find it, we can go with the Arven. But our opponent's not too set up yet. They passed on the first turn. I gotta wonder if they're there. Okay, so they just gave up. Well, that was pleasant, I guess. All right, here we go. One more time. I'm trying to find us a good gameplay, y'all. I really am. Opponent mulligan. Okay, so we're up against Pult. They are going to try and beat the piss out of us. And it is our job to not let them beat the piss out of us. Okay, but they had to mulligan, so we get an extra card. And that Gible is huge. So we're going to Gible, Timburr. What else are we going to go get? A Revavroom. And we have a research. This is going good. I'm going to attach here because we're going to need a retreat. What do we grab here? Do we grab second Timburr? I feel like, yes. What do I want left? I have 2 on the bench. That's 3 spaces. I can go Timburr, Vroom, and Mew. That feels like that's the way. Save that last spot for the Mew, and then hopefully we can find a rare candy off the top deck. And they're not KOing on the first turn. They don't do that. I could leave this here. We could just retreat later. Rare candy top deck, crazy. We play 4 of them, so it's very possible. If it's no Rare Candy, okay, so they just go ahead and get down double Dreepy, and their turn is over. We get a basic energy here. We're just going to go into Gabite. We're going to go into Gurdurr. And TBH, we're just going to attach here. Next turn, we'll Garchomp plus research and get a bunch of cards into our hand. Seems like the way. They're definitely not KOing us on this turn because they didn't get an energy down. They'd have to have energy plus Sparkling Crystal plus Rare Candy plus Dragon Ball. There's just a lot they have to have going on. They have a 7-card hand, so it's possible, but I'm just not seeing the KO on Fez right now. And because of that, I don't think it's like worth to rush into a Timburr to sacrifice that Timburr. And it also, the Timburr has 2 retreat costs and we don't play any switch cards. So I don't want to stick that up there just yet. But what we do want, okay, so down comes the Badoo. I don't necessarily need item cards. So if they attach retreat for the Badoo here, that's fine. And they're not going into Dragon Ball this turn. Iono sucks a bit, but if we can get into Ultra Ball, that works. Arven also gets us there. And we get the Garchomp back anyway. So we're actually completely fine, unaffected. I'm going to get the Rocky Chestplate on the first Conkeldurr, and then on the second one, we will use the Hero's Cape. And we can actually Arven for Ultra Ball, that'll put all 3 energies we would want for our Garchomp. And then we can get those straight onto the Gurdurr. Well, it will be a Conkeldurr at that point because we will be Arvening. Unless they really Badoo us here. If they Badoo lock us here, then we're not getting into the Gurdurr without a what's-her-face, without a Hilda, which we do play a 1-of. We do play a 1-of Hilda. We could find her in theory. Are they retreating here is the real question. Okay, so they are retreating, so it's probably going to be the Badoo. They're going to Badoo lock us. They're going to be real annoying about it, but it's fine. We have the Garchomp. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to retreat this. We're going to put some energies onto our Gurdurr. Poffin is not playable on this turn. We go here. I'm okay with chest plating the first one. I am okay with chest plating the first one. Let's go ahead and... What is he hits for 200? So honestly, if we can force the extra prize out of him if he wants to 2-hit KO our Pult. So we're gonna cape the Pult in this situation. And what do I want? A Stretcher, I guess, seems fine. Or Ultra Ball is better. Ultra Ball is better. What am I talking about? I'm gonna go ahead and retreat this, bring this up. I'm gonna go ahead and attach to the Gurdurr. Let's get the cape on our Chomps. Take the KO here, move another energy over to the Gurdurr. And we have the Ultra Ball. We can go ahead and get rid of this last energy. Plus this energy, get our Conkeldurr, and then just start accelerating. We'll actually be able to accelerate, hopefully, these 2, maybe 3 more. I could probably find a way to get 3 more on there. I mean, what we could do is Ultra Ball for the Revavroom. That is a play. Revavroom is possible. Or I can just manually attach and start taking out Dracloaks. That is another play. We manual attach to the Garchomp. I can take out 1 Dracloak, but then I still need another attachment to get more energies. And I think what we want in this deck is to see how big our Gurdurr can get. Actually, if they leave this Dusclops in the active, I'll just take it out so it can't mess with us in the future. I'm okay with that as well. I'm actually very okay with doing that because if they can't mess with us, then yeah, there's the attach. Do they pass here? I'm very okay with just taking the Dusclops KO so they can't manipulate some other KOs on some of our other vital pieces. Yeah, we probably want the Varoom then, the Revavroom. It will draw us a lot more cards and a Fez for 3. We did KO something. As long as it's not Sparkling Crystal. It doesn't look like it's Sparkling Crystal. Okay, it seems like a Blood Moon Ursaluna. Oh, is it Sparkling Crystal? What are they doing here? Or did they make the read that I was very okay with just KOing it in the active? I wonder. Okay, they put it onto the Garchomp. which is actually exactly where I would have wanted it to be. So the things are working out fine, actually. Gible. Do I want to bring a second Gible into play? Do I need a second Garchomp? It is possible that I will need a second Garchomp. Nothing we can Sonic Dive on the bench anymore. Looks like we're not going to leave that spot for Mew. I'm going to go ahead and start getting around here. I have a third energy in hand. Yeah, I do. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get the Revavroom this time like we should have the first time. Rumbling engine here. And we can actually still manually attach here. We haven't found the piece though. That is important. We do need that. And here we'll just do 160 and put more energies on him. Isn't again a bunch of health. That's a 240 health if I'm doing my math correctly. So on top of, I believe he starts at 140. That's 80 plus 200. He's gonna be at 380. Effectively a 410 when you add in the Rocky Chestplate. Oh, the free retreat with the Latias. Okay, so they're not going to be able to KO this, which is perfect. Flying entry on what? The Timburr? The Gible? Where are we going here? Okay, so both of those can be reached. But both of those are fine, actually. Like, taking out one of those instead kind of does the job that I'm looking for. What I'm seeing here, he could do another 200 that KOs. What I want to do is attach an energy, Sonic Dive into the Blood Moon Ursaluna and get that out of here while I can. Is there a way I can get this low? I can, because I can just waste these. We're not doing that. Nope. Those in the discard pile, get our hand nice and low. Nope. All right, 2 rare candies. I can Nest Ball for Mew, then Arven for some stuff, attach that stuff. So there's a bunch of ways we can draw here. Hold on. We're gonna Arven. What are we Arvening for here? Ultra Ball plus Chestplate. Wait, 1 rare candy. Actually, both rare candies. No, because we already went into the Gurdurr, so we're gonna need one of those rare candies. Unfortunate for the second guy, he's not gonna have a Chestplate. Oh well. We're gonna conk here. Get this on there. Yeah, so he's at 380. Perfect. Now we draw here. It's another energy. That's perfect. Let's draw 3 more. I don't want a Revavroom here. Okay, so Stretcher can get us this Conkeldurr when it dies, actually. I think, yeah, we just go clean up on the Blood Moon Ursaluna. That would be 280. Sick, another conk. So after this, we're gonna start feeding single prizes. Like, what do they have another single prizer that they put down in here? Because we are going to be 10 damage off of any of these. He only does 200 max damage. It's like, should we just go after the Dragapult instead? Like, that's the real question here. Monkey Dory, that could come up. There's no energy on his side of the field to use right now, but that could come up. Does he take out my other Timburr is the question. It's ready to be KO'd. Does he think it's the biggest issue right now? I could Rare Candy into the Conk on the next turn. If he doesn't, if he takes out this Timburr, what is that, 3 prizes? Ooh. That's tough. What does that put him on? 2 remaining? We'll be tied up. And then he's a boss KO on Fez away from winning the matchup. That does make things a boss KO on a Mew away from literally a boss KO on any of those big ones right there. So we do, I think Iono is huge right here if we can find that. But part of me is like double boss, right? Boss Hawlucha, boss Conkeldurr. Is that the wave? It's like he has 10 cards in his hand. I need him to have less cards in his hand because he for sure has boss in there somewhere. Have we used Iono yet? I think we have to Iono, which sucks. I need to see Iono off of this because we can. There's 2 boss targets on there for us, but we need to play through the Dragapult instead just to make sure that he doesn't have cards in his hand. Well, next turn at least we can research. I can Mew here, and I just gotta hope that neither of those cards are boss. Like really, neither of those cards can be boss. We need to hit big right here. 100. Okay. That actually is horrible for us because even if we hit both heads next turn, we only hit for 300. Yikes. Okay, well, at least they're not bossing on this turn, but they got a lot of their cards back, and I believe that is our only Iono. And they're getting damage off of this Dragapult. Like, dude, that was... We needed 1 heads there. We really needed it. Just 1 heads, and then we would have been praying for the double heads on the following turn. Or if we got the double heads, we'd be praying for the 1 heads. But no heads, like, we're in a really tough spot. All right, with the Rocky Chestplate, they will hit us for 170. 170 twice is going to be 340, so we could actually live through 3 hits, but we will not if this Dragapult, if this Conkeldurr moves damage onto us. So, like, the boss play, like, we might have lived a little. We might have lived a little, but we are in a really tough spot now. I just gotta hope they still just don't have boss. Rare Candy doesn't help us. I'm researching this whole hand away. I can get more health. We can get more health every turn. And we have another Iono. Like there, it's not over. Yeah, it's not over. What is the way though? What is the path? We can hit this thing again. I don't have any more rare candies. I'm sure those are all down here. 1, 2. Well, there's 2 still in the deck somewhere. But I want to Iono next turn and put his hand back to small, assuming that there's not already a boss in here. But I kind of need an Ultra Ball for a freaking Gible. Okay, so if that's the case, I can lose Boss and Hilda. There are no Gibles. There are no Gibles. We'll just call it there, boys. We're swinging. $150. Alright, if he doesn't have boss, he actually doesn't kill us. What he should have done is put that onto the... Well, no, that's still the 230. Yeah, he's not killing us because of the Rocky Chestplate. The Conk might actually do this as long as he doesn't have boss in hand. If he doesn't have boss in hand, Conk might actually do this. Okay, there goes the retreat. This is why I wanted the... But I lost my last boss's orders, right? I actually just put that in the discard pile. I willingly did that. No, there's still 1 in there. There's still 1 in there. 1 boss is in the discard pile. 1 is in the deck. 1 is in the deck. And we can definitely try and find it with this Revavroom. Yeah, if he would have just Conkeldurr'd over to the Revavroom, we'd be in a worse spot, but Revavroom's gonna live here, and he might just be able to do what we need to get done here. might just be able to get this done. We need boss. There's no way I can use any of these and also draw into boss on the same turn. So hold on, here goes Rumbling Engine for 3. Yikes. Does not get it done. Does not get it done at all. Okay. What are our options here? I mean, I guess our option is to look into the deck to see if there even was one. There was still a boss. There was still a boss in there, and we did not find it. Night Stretcher for another energy. Put some more health on there. I know it doesn't matter at this point, but what a way to go down. Really unfortunate. Wait, they're taking 2 prizes with the next Dragapult swing. Dang. Dang. If we didn't get rid of that boss, man, we chased down that Dragapult, and I think we get it. We get it for sure. We just needed 1 heads. Would we have even gotten 1 heads? We'd have gotten 1 heads, bro. We would have gotten 1 heads. Don't you thumbs up me. Don't you thumbs up me. Get out of my face. GG, bro. GG. ZNCO7. We misplayed probably in there. Should have held the boss. Should have anticipated that this Dragapult was going to retreat. Why are we at 400 still? Oh, they moved the damage with that. Okay, I was like, what the heck? It's like, I'll take it. Give me a glitch. I'll draw boss. Conk did his thing, man. We probably misplayed a lot in there, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. That's how the Conkeldurr conks. You saw some wins that we got in there. Some people just got really intimidated. You saw us play this one all the way out, and we threw it. We lost it right there at the end. We had our opportunities, and we didn't get it done. Until next time, I am Jonas Rex, your captain of the 1912 Titanic swim team, signing out.